You are now watching abnormal television. There are images that defy logic, recordings untouched by reason, and moments that science cannot explain. Each frame, a whisper from the unknown. Open your eyes. You've entered the abnormal.
Within the boundaries of Mount Rushmore National Memorial. Thank you for visiting and have a great night.
What's that? Oh, animals are fleeing Yellowstone at a rapid rate? Tell me more. Yeah, there's been news story after news story popping up about animals leaving and fleeing Yellowstone. At first, people were saying, oh, it's just they're migrating. They need to get to a new area for a food supply. I don't think so. They are fleeing with purpose. This isn't about food supply, okay? If you see some of the videos, in fact, some of the grizzly bears are with each other, leaving in herds, which is very uncommon because grizzly bears don't typically go around in packs or stick with each other. In fact, the mother bears typically will eventually abandon their baby grizzlies. So what are we doing? Are these animals trying to warn us and tell us about a potential catastrophic event? Such as, I don't know, a supervolcano, perhaps? Okay, oh goody.
Is the Yellowstone supervolcano about to erupt? There have been so many reports of all of these animals leaving the Yellowstone Park and heading south. We have everything from bison, to bears in the middle of the street, to even mountain lions leaving the park in herds. We even have elk, and sure, elk is fine to see in a bunch, but it's really not normal to see bears in a group leaving at the same time. There's even been packs of wolves being seen leaving the Yellowstone Park, and they're all heading south about 400 miles down to Salt Lake City. There's all these geysers going off randomly, and even the tour guides are saying that they've never seen anything like this in decades. Now, they've been talking about all this activity under the Yellowstone supervolcano, saying that it's abnormal and it's been over 600,000 years, and it goes off every 600,000 years. Here's a map showing what the ash clouds could look like, but there's all kinds of different maps showing what the ash cloud could look like after a supervolcano eruption. So I don't know, with all of this stuff happening, what do you think? Do you think the Yellowstone supervolcano could erupt anytime soon?
Go look it up. First they had like mountain lions leaving, like in a pack. Then they had all the bears, grizzly bears, which are solitary animals, are leaving in packs. No one's ever seen this. Then herds of buffalo are running down the road trying to get the fuck out of Yellowstone.
So dang, my rock trap got someone again, but this time they took out my whole trap. Like you can see my rocks, all of them have been shoved out into the parking lot, dragged. I would have loved to have seen what this car looked like afterwards. Like it had to have been mangled.
There has been a surge of volcano activity in what's called the Ring of Fire, which includes an area of the west coast of the United States. Now, a couple days ago, I made a video about earthquakes up and down the west coast of the United States, including the Mount Rainier area of Washington State that had over 300 earthquakes of various sizes just last week. This is where the Ring of Fire is. They're all mountains that are basically volcanoes, some dormant, some active, and some of them have been going off in the last year and a half. In fact, there were 74 eruptions just in 2024 from 47 different volcanoes on the Ring of Fire. And like I said earlier, while this is happening, a series of earthquakes have been going on the past couple weeks or so up and down the west coast of the United States, which, as you can clearly see, is part of the Ring of Fire. Now, I'm not saying volcanoes are going to start going off in the U.S., but if it looks like a fish, it smells like a fish, it swims like a fish, and Rosie O'Donnell is trying to eat it, then to me, it's probably a fish. Shabadoo Bushkis, Shabadoo.
So I'm not trying to freak anybody out. I was going to talk about this for a while, but is anyone else looking into the fact that there's 76 volcanoes that are currently erupting Our poles have moved astronomical. Like they're moving faster than they ever have in history. And on top of that, we've got the earthquakes everywhere and the fires. We've got earthquakes that are happening at Yellowstone National Park and Santorini, which are two of the most massive volcanoes. Like we have the gases that are coming from these different volcanic eruptions that are spreading all over the planet. And then on top of that, we've also got the solar flares that are hitting the magnetic field of our planet, which, if it weakens enough, can actually cause the poles to flip. And that's concerning, because if you've looked into what happens if that, I mean, we don't know for sure. It's theoretical for entertainment purposes only, always and forever, of course. But theoretically, it wouldn't be good. Who knows? There could be like some saving grace. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe it'll just all calm down. But it goes along also with the Hopi prophecy of the two brothers or twins flipping, and then the weakening, and then the floods and all that jazz that seems to be. And then we've got the airplanes on top of that, which could either be maybe from the magnetic field or the solar flares or from the poles shifting. I have no idea, but there's a lot of plane crashes that are happening. You can't deny that. I mean, at first I was like, okay, we're just focusing more on the no. There's more. And I mean, double what the normal volcanic eruptions are. That's a lot. I thought it was a lot last year, but it seems like it's kind of adding up, is all I'm gonna say. I'm just wondering if anyone else is paying attention to any of this. I mean, I'm not gonna let it stress me out. You shouldn't either. Woosah. The earth goes through cycles. We all know that. It's just wondering if we're on the end of a cycle. That's all. Okay, love you, bye.
I've never seen anything like this. That's a whole ottoman, bro. With a storage container, bro. You got that helmet on too, bro. Yo. This is wild. Dude. Bro is out. He's on the road with it, bro. Oh my god, dude. This dude is wild.
Let me tell you a true story. Beats a boom. What do you mean people live in the Grand Canyon? People are saying that you need to take an 8-mile hike to either go in or out, or you have to go with a mule or a helicopter or something like that. People are saying that this is in Supai, Arizona, and it's called the Supai Village. Not only that, guys, people are saying that these people has been there for over 1,000 years. You hear that? People are saying that they have their own culture, their own tradition, and their own laws, that you need a reservation to even go there. I heard there's no Wi-Fi, no cell service, and they get their packages delivered through a mule. So no, Amazon ain't pulling up over there. Shut up! This is wild, guys. Because usually they said that nobody could even go to the Grand Canyon, And what I'm hearing is that there's only 200 people there. Make it 201, because I want to go there right now. Shut up! People are saying that it's become like a third world country, that nobody could go there. Guys, I don't know if that's true or not. This is what I heard. And let's not forget, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I would not know what's going on in the Grand Canyon. I'm in my house right now. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
Paranormal investigator Dan Rivera has just been found dead in his hotel room while he was on tour with the Annabelle doll as its primary caretaker. Now, this information is according to the organization hosting the doll's tour across America, and they posted online that Dan suddenly died while at an event with the doll this past weekend. Dispatch records show that firefighters and medics rushed to his hotel on Sunday night where they performed CPR, but the cause of death has not been disclosed. Dan was only 54 years old and was the lead investigator for the New England Society for Psychic Research. Annabelle will continue traveling throughout the US for the next few months.
Ever wonder why the 1800s were full of orphans and insane asylums? Like, what if those two things were connected. Between 1854 and 1929, more than 200,000 children were shipped out of U.S. cities on something called orphan trains. The public was told it was kindness, like taking poor, abandoned kids and giving them new lives in rural America. But most of these kids weren't fucking orphans. They had families, right? They were immigrants. There were people labeled as undesirable or poor. And the chilling part is once these kids boarded these trains, they fucking vanished. Like no birth records, no paper trail. They were just gone. It gets even weirder, right? Around the same time, there was a massive rise in insane asylums being built. Hundreds of them. Often remote and crazily overfunded. And many of the people sent there were labeled as hysterical or unfit or simply inconvenient. So the theory is, what if these families who didn't fit in, didn't conform, like immigrants and single mothers and people who questioned authority, what if they were institutionalized and their children were relocated, wiped clean, right? Like new identities, a new purpose. So who would benefit from erasing entire bloodlines? Who rewrote their histories?
Prince William and Kate Middleton had their first child. When she brought the baby out to be presented to the public, she was wearing the exact same dress Mia Farrow was in the movie, Rosemary's Baby. It was very strange. First portrait, Will and Kate Middleton, and she was wearing the vampire's wife's dress. The vampire's wife's dress. That's what she wore. You have now King Charles, who says he's related. He's a blood relative to Vlad the Impaler. He's literally related to Dracula.
Forces and protecting the population and minimizing civilian casualties have long been a cornerstone of the counterinsurgency doctrine. Civilian casualties have long been a cornerstone of the counterinsurgency doctrine.
Remember when I said this? The motherfucker who said we're going to keep this thing going until people start losing their houses and their apartments. Listen to me, motherfucker. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. You wish that families starve. You wish that on people while you're making $27 fucking million a year for creating nothing. That's the kind of shit that stirs shit up. Well, I've been a little quiet since then. But I've also been a little bit busy. So get ready, my creative brothers and sisters. We're about to get our houses back. And then some.
I need to know if anybody's seeing what my husband and I are seeing in the skies. For a few weeks, we've been sitting outside on our back deck. We live in Southern Illinois, and we've been star watching, and we have been seeing orbs in the skies. At first, we thought maybe it was planes. We figured out it's not planes. Then we thought maybe satellites, but I got several videos last week of these things that we're seeing, and I zoomed up on it within the video that I took, and these look nothing like anything we've ever seen. I'm just trying to get some opinions to see if anybody has seen these, what they are. Are they drones? Are they orbs? Are they extraterrestrials? What are they? Because it's fascinating, and we love seeing it, but nobody's talking about it. So yeah, what do you think?
Hi guys, today I'm showing off my 1911 Colt that I built. Took me 332 hours. It's functional. It's a work of art. It's the only one in the whole world, and it's all stainless steel. The whole thing's stainless steel. You can see we got a serial number right here. That says for stainless steel. Then we got the date, the finish date right there. Trigger right here. Press your trigger back for the pipe, because it has a 1959 stove components inside. Right over here, we got the hot box. Got the burner right here. All these come out. There's our burner with our pilot.
So you know, Area 51 is currently on fire. So this is from a live stream overwatching Groom Lake, and online it's saying that the fire was caused by a lightning strike, right? So this happened around July 4th, and it's now the 16th, 17th, and it's grown from 8,000 acres to 35,000 acres worth of fires, right? Right. What the hell is burning out there? 35,000 acres worth of what? Hopes and dreams? Dust? The void? What's on fire? There's no forest. It's a freaking desert. Now, during the week, Rep Bolson said that him and other Congress members have somewhat been greenlit to tour Area 51 and other facilities to kind of have a walk around and see what's going on there, right? Then the place just combusts. What? Back in April, with a major thing in Congress when they were saying that we have technology to bend space and time. And then Northrop Grumman just decided to be like, yeah, alright mate, and explode. Come on, man. What is going on? Quinky-dink? Or something more? You guys let me know down below me. This is kind of weird. Ah!
It never ends. By the way, this is South Carolina today. Yeah, the clouds are falling out of the sky. Even the weather people themselves are coming out and saying that the flooding is 70% above what's normal. And I say that as Boston and Indiana has cars floating in the water right now. I'm sorry, but does no one remember the Doomsday Map that was acquired by Divination? It was for the year 2025. That's weird, right? Surely we know that something is up. But all the sleepy people around us, somewhere around Korea, Mexico's been flooding for 3 days in a row. Everything I'm showing you is from the last 24 hours. And of course, now out of habit, I look at the human frequency, and what do you know? It is beaming. Headaches, no sleep, ringing ears, zoned out. You feel it? But did you know that every single day new fires are being started somehow in the United States? This is Colorado. This is new in California. I'll let that play while I talk for a minute. Do you think it's possible the human frequency is actually picking up something else? You know? Some other kind of frequency? Of course, completely irrelevant from that right there. Don't forget, my forgetful people. It was Alaska that had the 7.2 earthquake that brought tsunami warnings. But nothing in particular about Alaska. I'm telling you the truth, we have not seen nothing yet.
Yo, I just learned a new term. It's called aphantasia. Have you ever heard of that? Aphantasia? It means the inability to imagine. There are some people, I heard before that there are some people who don't have an inner monologue. But I recently found out there are some people who have no imagination. They don't have the ability to imagine. What the? I don't know if it's learned or if you're born with it, but man, my imagination, when I was a kid, that was my job. I would say, I'm bored. And my parents would say, use your imagination. And I'm like, okay. I'll go create something to do for myself as a 4-year-old. And then I learned how to read. And then books were like worlds. Like I could read and the world would appear in my mind's eye. Like I could just be in the story with the characters in the scenes. Do y'all have an imagination? Okay, check this out.
Tell me what you see there. You see something with that mountain?
Look, look.
I tried to tell you that there's more land out there that you didn't know about, and you didn't believe me. But when I say I got your ass, oh, I've got your ass. Lost world discovered beneath the ice in Antarctica. Oh, you son of a bitch. So these scientists started digging a hole 2 miles deep into the ice, and what they found was absolutely astonishing. There's a whole tropical land underneath the ice. So they're saying it comes in layers. You've got the thick ice, then you've got the lake, and underneath the lake, you've got the land. Now for a long time, we've been saying that in Antarctica, you can get to the center of the earth. And some people are saying, through that entrance in Antarctica, you can get to Earth's inner world, Agartha. Oh my days.
You weren't supposed to find this. Not yet. But now that you have, keep watching. Don't scroll. Don't refresh. This is your final warning. This video will be removed permanently. I know you felt it, haven't you? That something's wrong. The dates don't add up. Memories feel too sharp or too distant. People change overnight and no one notices but you. This world is not broken. It's designed that way. You were shifted, reassigned, placed into a sequence that keeps repeating until you forget what it was like to live without questioning everything. They tell you it's just life, just aging, just the algorithm, but it's not. You're not supposed to remember the old calendar. You're not supposed to recognize that buildings are in the wrong place. You're not supposed to question how your phone knows what you thought about. The system you're in, it isn't just digital, it's biological. Simulations aren't built on code anymore. They're built on belief, on perception, on you. You are the power source. They fracture your consciousness into timelines, run tests, gather data, then reset your memory before the next cycle. Why do you think everything after 2020 feels unreal? It is. That was the inflection point. Some of you were copied, some were overwritten. Some are just echoes now, looping through fake years with real pain, and every time someone gets close to the truth, they disappear. Not physically, historically. No birth records, no photos, no one remembers them. You won't see this video tomorrow, not because it was deleted, but because your version of reality will be edited to remove it, like it was never uploaded, like you never existed. There's no call to action, no link, no account, just this moment, right now. Save what you can. Remember what you felt while watching this, because in a few days, you might not even remember why you're afraid.
Operation spectrum, using ultrasonic and electromagnetic frequencies to subtly influence people's thoughts, emotions, and actions, all without them realizing it. Certain frequencies have been found to cause everything from mild anxiety and discomfort to calmness and even compliance. By adjusting the frequency output, they can make a crowd restless, focused, or subdued, all without a single word. Theoretically, this could be used on mobile emitters, devices embedded in street lights, traffic cameras, and even cell towers. These emitters would be capable of influencing whole neighborhoods at once, creating moods or reactions in the population without anyone noticing, using frequencies to calm crowds or disperse them without force. There was a classified project.
Look. Oh my God, it's so clear. But what is it? I mean, that looks pretty alien. What is it? I can't wrap my head around it. There's nothing to... Linda, you're good at this. And Sass, you come up with the dragon and the feather in the hat. I mean, what the heck is it? It is so clear, though, because it's so blinking close. Look at that. mad. But it's a structure there. We must have it.
And Willie Lynch's How to Make a Slave, Willie Lynch clearly states, make the light hate the dark, make the old hate the young, turn the women against the men, break the families, control the minds, and you will never need chains again. This is Willie Lynch's method on how to keep a slave mentally. See, what he is saying is, we don't need chains anymore. As long as we can control them mentally, as long as we can disfranchise them, as long as we can turn them against one another, they will always be slaves. That was in 1712. It's over 300 years later, and we're still doing the same things to one another. When do we stop being slaves and break the Willie Lynch method? Let me know.
This is clearly ahead. There is zero doubt about it. And it's been here all along, our entire lives. And we've never seen it before, until now. Because we're asking questions, with its head coming out of the water to breathe, exactly like the alligator does. And it makes perfect sense, since this is the location, where there is nothing. Just a mass amount of water, and zero land. And this is the reason that there are so many bases and stations set up right here next to it. Researching this dragon, is this the true reason for the Antarctic Treaty? Where if we go to polarconnection.org, we will see where figure 2 says the Antarctic with the area south of 60 degrees south latitude indicated in red. This is the location that we cannot go. You can't just rent a boat and go down there. Where you can see there is another boundary, the CCAMLR boundary, which literally lines up perfectly with this dragon's head. The head is in the middle of these two circles. In fact, they even end the CCAMLR boundary line right after this dragon's head. So how much clearer could this get? This is unbelievable. And you can even see that right next to this head, it looks like this might be an arm and a hand.
So I heard that apparently if you go into this city, into this seemingly normal building, walk through this dark room, past all of the giant rainbow pillars, keep going past the levitating tornado of balls. This is so wild. Almost there. Underneath the gigantic floating sphere. Take your shoes off. And this is where it gets wild. Walk up this hill of water. And around all of the magical orbs.
I feel like I'm in a movie.
Put on goggles and a raincoat. And if you make it past the floating bubble room, and then finally write your name on the alligator, scan it, follow the alligator with your name on it, you'll arrive at a secret Japanese tea room so you can cheers with your dad at the most futuristic cafe you've ever been to. Stay tuned for more bucket list adventures around the world.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.